That's fascinating.
Yes, it's cool. I mean, each session is unique. I am very humbled and grateful to be able to do this type of work. It's very sacred work. It's very spiritual work. Because I always just know to follow the energy trail, what I'm shown by God, Source, Creator, the archangels, my light team of beings, and just clear it and let the changes show up. Like I said, often it is fairly immediate right then or a day or two. Other times it can take some time, 10 days, 12 days, whatever it is. So yeah.
Huh. Have you encountered someone where they're in the room with you and you're, like you say, trying to feel that energy trail and you just haven't? Like you don't feel anything?
Great question. So I guess as far as the person, let me add a couple things. One, I always ask for people's explicit permission to read their energy field, okay? I will always ask for permission because for me, the energy space is a very sacred space and it's, your space, my space, so I always have permission. So not quote unquote feeling, there are always a few outlying cases where I do the work, people experience things, they're feeling shifts in their body while I'm doing it. And then occasionally at the quote unquote physical plane, they see no quote unquote physical change. Okay. Now that can happen. Those are more outlying cases. They do happen. But often what I've learned, this is something new I've learned for both people and animals, is occasionally when, things look like they're moving, they usually move for 95, but they're not moving for that particular person. What can be the case is often there are other things to be healed first before those other things that we healed can come online. And sometimes that assumes the form of a person that is serving as a proxy, i.e. they're doing the healing work on behalf of another person or animal. Sometimes it's the planet. So they're feeling that other person's stuff. Sometimes it is their mission in this lifetime to at least have that role. Other times they've taken on the role, and I always ask if we can decommission that proxying role because the person is feeling a lot of effects from that other person healing. We still want the other person to heal, but while the person proxying doesn't feel the full brunt of the effects.
Whoa, you said a whole bunch of stuff that I'm like slowly piecing together because that was a lot.
I just ask. These are all I try to break it down, but yeah, that was one of my more advanced concepts that I'm unveiling right now.
So, yeah, but I'm following. Hope everyone listening is following too, because that's pretty cool. That is.
Yeah, well, you're a dancer, so you recognize the importance of energy, right? What type of dance? Tell me a little bit about what you do with dancing.
I do all styles, and when you talk about energy, I can definitely understand in the sense of I remember when I was I had to be in like high school age, and my dance instructor did an exercise with our class or with our competition team because she was saying, you guys are, the movement's correct, you guys are clean, but you guys aren't feeling each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so she did this exercise where we all closed our eyes and we moved. And we did it a couple of times until we were moving still in unison and kind of eyes blinded, being consciously aware of each other around.
Yeah.
And the light bulb clicked after she did that in that moment.
Sure.
So I'm following you on the energy sense, definitely.
Oh yeah, because again, you don't want to see me dancing, but on a very basic level, that people are kind of in a low energy state, like sad, depressed. Move your body. The movement of the body will shift your energetic, emotional state. That's at a very basic level, but the dance, when you're performing, what I've seen, what I understand when I was teaching, you're in the flow, you're in the energy, you're in the moment.
Mm-hmm. You really are. There are times where I understand it now from doing it so long and it happening a lot, but there are times when I really felt I had a great class. I would cry.
Yeah, there you go.
I would just crying and be like, I don't know what's wrong. Why am I crying? There's nothing wrong. But then as, time went by and it happened more often, and the feeling in the room and the environment around me, I got to be like, oh, okay, like I'm crying because I'm enjoying this. My body likes this. This feels great. I'm not crying because I'm sad for something.
No, absolutely. So in that case, that was like tears of joy, just a deep appreciation of the moment. And sometimes what I see working with clients is, they're pretty fine, there in the session. And then I'll hit on something from like age 5. I'll say, look like maybe your brother left you out of a game or something. Yes. And they start crying. Okay. So it's a memory that was repressed in that case, but they're releasing. It's very cathartic, when you can release these. In your case, you were, tears of joy, happiness. But sometimes when I'm working with clients, when we're moving, lower vibrational energies, it's a release, but they feel so much lighter after the session. Yeah.
For you, when you're doing this, do you have any, like, how do the visuals for you? Is it like color patterns or waves?
Yeah, great question. So it's really different. It's a combination for me. Again, if I had to say I have a dominant way of receiving information from God source creator, it would be, the technical term would be claircognizance, like inner knowing. I just get a flash, like boom, I know something. Okay. Like boom. Other times I will get an image. Okay. It feels like this. And I tell people, this is an image of what I'm seeing of you. You're on the shore of the ocean. It could be symbolic. Let's see. Often we'll see what types of energies are embedded there and clear them. Other times I will hear sound. Like this afternoon, I was working with the client and I was scanning the body for an issue working with. She needed an essential oil. And, sure, I can pull out all my charts of, whatever essential oils, the 5,000. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm going to get quiet. What intuitively comes through. I said, what's coming through for you is jasmine. Your body would like the frequency of jasmine. She goes, I love jasmine. I didn't know that, but it was meaningful to her. Yeah. So I get a lot of intuitive information. That's sometimes as I'm doing the sessions, I'm, working with some charts, but I get a lot of intuitive information. I said, oh, this is off the charts. And sometimes the clients go, oh, does that mean I'm really messed up? I said, no, I'm sorry. I just meant it's not on any official chart, but I'm getting more information beyond these systems. And let me see what I'm getting. So, yeah.
Wow. So I get doing it in person, face to face. How are you able to do it? Because I read that you've been doing them via Zoom or phone. How do you do it that way?
Great question. So pre-COVID, I was doing 95% of my consultations remotely by phone or video technology. Currently, it's 100%. So the way it works is basically, so my work, the type of work I do is based in principles of applied quantum physics. In the world of applied quantum physics, there's no time, space, distance. It's just all the now, okay? So on one hand, there's utility. We have, in this timeline, our past, present, and future, okay? But really, all that is in the now from a quantum physics standpoint. Also, I'm going to throw this in. Many of the clients I work with, they're aware that this isn't their first rodeo of their soul in the universe, okay? They've been other places in other times and dimensions. So what I'm finding is people are ascending, as we're seeing overall with, some challenges right now, expansion in consciousness, people becoming more aware of their connection to the bigger universe. What I'm seeing is that people that have done, a fair amount of healing work, spiritual work, are now sometimes feeling energies from their other timelines. By other timelines, I'm talking about past lives, parallel lives, future lives, in-between lives. Lately, they've been coming up as unknown lifetimes, or unidentified, like caller ID, how the number doesn't come through. It's not, they won't tell you exactly which lifetime. But all those energies, so people are feeling those energies in their current timeline. I can do a quick cleanup. So I do multi-dimensional healings. And for some, when they're really, really stuck, that's the breakthrough they need.
Mind blown.
Good, good. I didn't just want this to be a, you know, I just wanted it to be whatever it was meant to be. But I always just share of who I am, what I do, and how I serve people. And it's, for some people this will resonate. For others, go, oh, that's really crazy, and that's fine. My wish for people, whatever they decide, please, please choose something that works for you. Okay, take charge of your own health and well-being and go where it feels right for you. Okay, I'm going to present some information, one set of options. If they are for you, great. And if not, maybe I'll even point you to some directions that say, yeah, you sound really congruent. Go talk to so-and-so. That may be your best next stop.
That's so cool. Just
Yeah.
because you're on, I mean, how many people do you know if there are others around close by that do what you do?
Yeah, there are other people that do forms of energy healing. Are you familiar with energy healing, the concept by chance?
No, you've definitely enlightened a whole book right now for me.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Okay.
not foreign to it. I've heard of it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's great because I love introducing new information to new publics. Again, they can think what they'd like, if it's meaningful to them. But for a lot of people, so the big premise of like energy medicine, energy healing, like I said earlier, the big premise, it's based in principles of applied quantum physics. The big idea, big premise is that we're really pure energy, okay? And that the idea is that we can experience non-beneficial energies that cause our energy field to get out of balance and harmony. And then over time, when we have these energetic imbalances on the blueprint, energetic blueprint, over time, they can show up on the physical body as pain or dis-ease, energy imbalances, okay? So probably if people are newer to this type of work, maybe something they've experienced is a modality, healing modality called Reiki, R-E-I-K-I. This originated, it has even more ancient origins, but primarily in 1918 in Japan. And it's basically a series of there are many forms of Reiki of this modality. But the more classical ones is a client is on a table, like massage table, and the practitioner does certain hand gestures, okay? It has symbols around different parts of the body and intuitively senses where there's stuck or blocked energy and releases it. And often after this type of Reiki session, the client says, oh, I feel so much more relaxed, I feel like, my blood's flowing better. It'll be different for everyone, but that's probably like a great starting place. If someone's like curious, just kind of want to maybe dip the toenail of your small toe in the pool, this is a great place to start. Reiki.
I've heard of Reiki. I'm familiar with that. I remember, way back, my sisters and I were doing like a girls' day, and I was much, much younger. And we did like a spa. It's kind of like a spa convention because it was at a hotel.
Great.
And I had my Reiki. When you explain it with the table and such, I did have my Reiki read, if that's how it goes. But yeah.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Yes.
And yes, I remember just feeling really, really relaxed. I think it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there's a lot of benefit to just feeling, relaxed. Yeah. And present. Absolutely.
That's super cool. That is really cool. And I'm going to take a hunch. And with your company, People and Pets, like, do you do this for pets as well?
Yeah. So actually, yeah. Okay. So I do consultations for people. I do consultations for pets. And I also do consultations for living spaces. I can clear spaces. Okay. So let me go to the pets. So people bring me their pets for 2 main reasons. One, their pet, typically it's a dog or cat. Occasionally I'll get a goat, dog, or chicken. Let's just say it's a dog. Dogs experience a change in behavior. For example, so you have a dog, it's fine. One day it starts peeing and